Andrew Skula from Sensitive Skin Clinic for Skincare TV. And in this segment, I'd like to talk about the amazing anti-aging powers of peptides. Now, before we get into skincare and peptides, I want to do a little bit of background in terms of skin physiology and skin chemistry, because I think it is important to understand whether peptides can or cannot work in skincare. First off, when we look at peptides, they're part of a process in the body of amino acids becoming the proteins in our body. So peptides are shorter chains of amino acids. Amino acids are little blocks that join together to form the peptides. And as you increase the number of amino acids, you get proteins. Now, a lot of people think of proteins in terms of muscle. Okay, your muscle is protein, yes, but most of the human body is either protein or water. And proteins are most of your organs. Think of your vital organs like your brain and your heart, they're protein. But more importantly, for what we talk about, proteins are also the skin, your hair, your nails. So the most important thing for skincare is how do we use peptides and amino acids to help generate more skin cells and rejuvenate skin cells, particularly collagen and elastin in the skin, which is going to help the skin look more youthful and act more in a more youthful way. Basically, in the human body, we can utilize 20 amino acids. We make most of them ourselves in our body, but there are 9 essential ones which we get from what we eat, plants and animals. And basically peptides are 2 or more amino acids, and the amino acids are very, very small. So the peptide chain cannot be very long if you want it to penetrate at all into the skin. And if there are 2 amino acids that are joined together by an amide bond, you get a dipeptide. Okay? If there are 3, then you'll get a tripeptide. 4 will become a tetrapeptide. 5 will be a pentapeptide. 6 is a hexapeptide, and 7 is a heptapeptide. Basically, peptides do not penetrate the skin unless they are attached to a lipid-based pilot molecule. So for example, in the total age corrector, there is a palmitoyl tripeptide. In the Sensitive Skin Clinic Ageless Plus serum, there is an acetyl tetrapeptide. Now the palmitoyl and the acetyl part of the peptide is actually what is fat soluble. It's a fatty acid which can penetrate the skin. In the D-Circle and Firm eye gel, we have a dipeptide as well as the palmitoyl tetrapeptide. So the palmitoyl part is the part that enables it to penetrate the skin. So how do peptides work? And basically, peptides are tiny fragments which will stimulate the cell to do a certain job. So if you look at a cell, every cell has receptors on it. So if, for example, there is a receptor for a peptide that looks like that, no other peptide can get into that cell other than a peptide that looks like that. So it may be the acetyl tetrapeptide there that will get into that receptor on the cell and stimulate the nucleus to produce, for example, more elastin or more collagen. Peptides can also be used to soothe the skin. They can be used as de-circling and anti-puffy agents. They can be used in a whole host of different actions for skincare. But the most important thing is that they have to be specific to the cell receptor. If you do not have the right kind of peptide, it's going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not even going to do something little. The receptor and the peptide have to match. So it's a very complex area for skincare. And that's why peptides generally are going to be synthesized. Natural peptides do not provide you with the ability to actually target the receptors on the cells that you need to generate the kinds of skin actions. Having more does not mean better. It just means it's different. So there are some manufacturers that will try and put lots of peptides into their formula and tell you that they've got so many different peptides. It doesn't matter. If the peptides are not correct for the cell receptors, it's not going to help how many you have in there. Plus, on top of that, peptides can denature very quickly. By denaturing, it means they become ineffective. If they're heated, they can become ineffective. If they're in a very acidic environment, they can become ineffective. Some peptides actually interact with other peptides and neutralize each other. So it's a very, very complex area of skincare to have the right kind of peptide in your formula that is active, that is potent, and that can actually achieve a result with your skin. So peptides is a very vast category of skincare. There's lots more development that's going to be taking place, but the most important thing is to really understand that it's specific to your skin's needs and to get the products that are going to deliver the kind of results that you're looking for. If it's elasticity that you want to have increased, there are peptides that will help with that, as in the Ageless Plus Serum, which is highly recommended for anybody who wants to increase elasticity, particularly in the eye area, even the upper eye area. But if you're looking for sculpting, for rejuvenating, there are so many different peptides that can be used for that. Thank you very much for watching Skincare TV.